folks a minute to hop on. I just wanted to hop back on here because we do now have 2 tornado warnings. This is the area Michael talked about in terms of areas across southeast Indiana having the higher threat of some tornadoes. So we'll give some people some time to hop on, and I want to dive into the tornado threat and the tornado warnings that have been issued for parts of Harrison County, Indiana, parts of Jennings County, Indiana, Scott County, Indiana, up through here. So let me zoom in. And what I'm noticing right here, let's see, let me make sure that I'm live and that everybody can hear me okay. Let's see. Yes. Okay. We're good here. Okay. So you can actually see here near Austin. This is going right through Austin, Indiana, just north of Scottsburg, just north of Scotts County here, just south of Seymour. You can actually see the hook here on the radar. And so I'm going to draw your attention right here. This is just west of Austin. It's kind of heading right towards downtown Austin, right across I-65. I believe that's around mile marker 35 or 36 or so, somewhere in there. This is heading north into the east towards Jennings County, towards Lancaster. And what I'm noticing here, these are winds towards the radar. These are winds away from the radar. And so we have some very clear rotation here that's taking place right over I-65 and heading to the north and to the east. And so from North Vernon to Lancaster, I would get into your safe place right away. Share this with a friend. Make sure that they are aware of the tornado warning that it is in effect. And I think even further off to the east as well, we're going to have to keep an eye on this as it works, just north of Madison and then all the way towards the Indiana-Kentucky border there. Madison downtown itself is not currently under the warning. It's going to go north of you. I'm not worried right now about this particular storm going towards Madison. Now, I do want to go back down to the south because we do still have a tornado warning. That includes areas like Corden, west of Lanesville, Indiana. There's not a lot of rotation with this storm right now, guys. And in fact, if we kind of take a look here, here's some broad rotation. I'm not 100% sure if they're going to continue this warning or not. There's not a huge indication here of a hook, but at the very least, if you are in Corden, if you're in Lanesville, if you're in Georgetown, this is heading in your direction. I'd at the very least keep a very close eye on this as it pushes further off to the east. I'll let you all know if we have any updates with this storm to the north. I am going to turn on a tool here called the correlation coefficient to kind of give you an idea of whether there's any kind of debris on the radar, and there definitely is. And so let me zoom down in here. It's very possible based off of this look here, you can actually see maybe a little bit of a debris ball even. There is some lower reflectivity values west of Crothersville and Austin. We'll look to confirm that. Kobe Huggins here in the comment, and Matt, I may have you verify, but we've got a comment here that says there are storm chasers on that cell, large tornado on the ground. And so we'll work to verify that report, guys. But there is the potential that there is a tornado on the ground that is working towards Crothersville and Austin. That's a town that certainly has a lot of people. It's going right towards downtown. So if you are in this area, you need to take shelter right now. Get to your safe place. Let people know right away because I think that this could be a very dangerous situation. And so share this, tag a friend, especially if you have friends and family in the Crothersville or the Austin area. Very concerned here about a potential tornado on the ground. You can see the hook, and it just updated here. So let me go back. Both of these images just updated. Get my bearings here. You can zoom right down in where this would be. And again, what I'm looking at here on the right, this is what we call correlation coefficient. And so when you get these greens and blues in here, guys, what it tends to indicate is that the radar is picking up on something aside from just rain. It may be picking up on some kind of debris. Sometimes it picks up on larger hail. At the very least, these lower values indicate something other than rain has been lifted into the sky and the radar is picking up on it. So we'll work to confirm whether that is a tornado on the ground. Again, we had a report here in the comments. We'll work to confirm that. But regardless, if you were in Crothersville or Austin, just north of Scott County there, and then kind of heading towards the Lancaster and the North Vernon areas, definitely need to take this seriously and get into your safe spot right now. So here's the loop on this. And you can see right now, I think the core of this rotation is going to go south of North Vernon. I think that if I had to kind of put a target on it, you're going to work through this area here. And Matt, do you have a speed on this cell right now?
I can check here for
if you don't mind. Yeah, the one near Crothersville. Let me zoom this back out for you all. Give me one moment. So this is kind of the direction. Looking here, the warning is for, let me go over to clarity and get the speed on this real quick, guys. 60 miles an hour. And so if we put in here 60 miles an hour, calculate it, here's kind of the time frames in terms of when this rotation is going to reach all of these areas. And so out here on the left, you can see all of these cities: Lancaster at 5:21, DuPont at 5:22, Bellevue 5:29, Rexville 5:33, Barbersville at 5:35. This is the general path that it is going to take. I'll zoom this out so you all can get a little bit of a better look at this. But this is the main storm of concern right now and the direction that it is moving. Now, we do still have a tornado warning down to the south. I don't want to forget our friends down in Harrison County near Corden because we do have a tornado warning down here. So far, it has not been extended. And so right now we do have a severe thunderstorm warning. That is for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and some small hail heading towards Georgetown, western parts of Floyd County. That's going to include Floyd Knobs, Indiana. But the tornado warning right now has not been extended. I'm not seeing right now, at the very least, I'm not seeing a huge reason to extend that just based off of our velocity imagery. If we go back here with our velocity, again, there's some broad rotation, but there's not a strong rotation signal like what we're seeing up here near Crothersville. So, guys, I'm going to look around for some reports and some comments here. It is still, the rotation here has just now passed Crothersville. So you can see where the hook is. It is just east of Crothersville and Austin. Columbus, Indiana, guys, if we kind of zoom out here, you're good. You are good. Your severe weather threat is over for Columbus. It's over for Greenwood, over for Indianapolis, Bloomington, all of those areas off to the west of this line. The main threat at this point, guys, is going to be through here. Cincinnati, all the way down to Louisville, and in this area here. And you could probably extend that down further into Kentucky as well. But as these storms move east, this is the area that I think needs to be monitored for potential severe weather, additional tornado risks. And certainly we're kind of seeing that right now with some of these storms. So another comment saying that Reed Timmer is who is on the storm currently chasing. So it does seem like there's a confirmed tornado with this storm. Somebody said the sirens just stopped in North Vernon. You're still under the tornado warning. That said, I do think the rotation is going to miss you to the south, but you are still under the tornado warning at this time. I do think that if I kind of had to pinpoint an area that I'm most concerned about, it would be through here. Let's kind of zoom this out.
As of 6 minutes ago, Reed posted just something about a wall cloud.
Okay. So Matt's telling me that Reed posted something about a wall cloud 6 minutes ago, but haven't seen a confirmed tornado report yet. I know some of you on here are showing that he did say that, but I'm watching Channel 13 and they have a camera watching the tornado on the interstate. So multiple reports here of a tornado. Based off the velocity imagery, I'm going to assume that there is a tornado. Again, we have strong rotation here, right in here. And if we kind of zoom in again, let me zoom right down into where this rotation is. So let me turn on my drawing tool. And I think the area of concern here is now east of I-65. It's probably about to go over State Road. I think that's 250. Yeah, State Road 250, north and east of Uniontown. There's probably also some large hail, I would imagine, right around State Road 250. And so if you are in this area here, over the next 10 or 15 minutes, please be sure to take shelter. There is a tornado warning in effect, and I would highly encourage you, if you have not, to take shelter right away, share this with a friend, because this is a dangerous situation. I'm going to turn back on the correlation coefficient. We'll see if we can see a debris ball here on the radar. There might be some, it's not the best signature that I've ever seen, but you can see here, and that may even be a little bit too far east. Maybe my radar is not updated, but I don't see a ton of signatures for a debris ball right now, but we'll keep an eye on it. Regardless, tons of rotation, certainly a concern for a tornado. Let me go through some of the comments here. Nope, guys, some of the people here asking about Bargersville. Bargersville's done. Greenwood's done. In terms of the severe weather threat, if you are west of this line that I'm drawing, you are done with severe weather. Not expecting any additional severe weather. You might get a couple of showers or maybe a thunder shower as the main front passes through, but you are done with severe weather west of this line. It is everyone east of this line that we're concerned about right now. It's for our friends in Louisville. It's for our friends in Cincinnati, our friends in Southeast Indiana near Madison, that we still need to keep an eye on here over the next couple hours. Okay. WDRB said there was one and they looked it up on cameras and said it was heading over 65. Thank you all for the reports. That's really appreciated. Okay, let's see here. Seymour, guys. Seymour, at this point, you are west of where this activity is. You can see that here. Main storm is now off to your east. So not really expecting anything else in the Seymour or the Columbus area. Severe weather threat has passed. We do have a pretty big severe thunderstorm warning down across southern Indiana. That is for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. That's going to include Cordon. It's going to include Georgetown. Heading towards the Louisville metro area, including New Albany, Clarksville, Sellersburg here. And these storms are moving very fast. And in fact, if we kind of pull this up, moving at 50 miles an hour. And so we time this out for you all, guys. Right here. Let's see. Let me get off of that. Isn't technology fun sometimes, guys? There we go. 50 miles an hour. We're going to be looking at downtown Louisville right at about probably 5:30. So New Albany 527, Floyd Knobs 524. We're looking at areas like Indian Hills at 537, St. Matthews at 540. So this is a strong to severe storm that's going to be moving right through the Louisville metro area right at rush hour. And so some strong wind gusts of 60 miles per hour, maybe some small hail possible as these storms move through the Louisville metro area. Again, the main concern right now is going to be this storm up here. This is the storm now moving towards Comiskey. Make sure I sound that or pronounce that right. North of Deputy and kind of south of Lovett. Not super concerned at this point about North Vernon. You are in the tornado warning, but the rotation is well to your south right now. So not super concerned about that. In fact, you can still see the rotation here, guys. This green indicates winds towards the radar. The yellows are going to indicate winds away from the radar. We're on the Louisville radar right here. And so I'm pretty concerned here about a tornado now moving towards Hilltown, towards Comiskey, and towards Deputy, Indiana. All right. More about Madison. Guys, right now, Madison, you're not under a warning or anything. The warning is north of you up towards State Road 421, and the rotation at this time should pass to your north. The activity we're going to want to watch for Madison is out here. Right now, it's not very organized. So I'm not seeing anything of immediate concern for Madison. There's not really any rotation out here near Scottsburg. This is the activity that's kind of going to be pushing in your direction. And in fact, I can turn off the drawing tool here and throw the loop on this so you all can see it a little bit better. But right now, the tornado threat, I should say, is just to the north of Madison. We'll keep a very close eye on it. The thing that does happen sometimes with these tornadoes is they can start to move a little bit more west to east. I still think that would take it just north of Madison. I think more towards, again, China, Lancaster, maybe Smyrna. Smyrna, I'm probably pronouncing that name wrong, so do apologize if you live there. Regardless, that's kind of the area to look at. Alrighty. So guys, you can see this main line itself is moving from west to east in general. Severe thunderstorm warning. That's going to include here, you can see this main line now kind of pushing southeast, Corden, Georgetown, Floyd Knobs, southeast of Salem. That's just west of Borden. Right now, that's mainly for wind, guys. Not really seeing a major concern. There is now a new severe thunderstorm warning, and again, it's for wind. So not seeing a lot of concern for rotation with these storms right now. It's not impossible that you could get a spin up. But at least right now, based off the velocity imagery, the biggest threat is wind for Floyd and Clark counties. And so I know a couple of you asked about Memphis. So Memphis, New Albany, Clarksville, Charleston, those areas in there are now under the severe thunderstorm warning, mainly for wind. Not seeing a whole lot else right now in terms of rotation. Something we'll keep an eye on. We do have a new tornado warning that's now been issued east of the one in Lancaster. And so that's now going to include Pleasant, Friendship, Dillsboro. This is the next step in terms of where this tornado warning is going to go. You can still see the hook right here. This is, I would say, generally at this point, the hook is moving west to east. And again, we have had multiple reports that there is a tornado on the ground. News stations reporting it. Apparently, storm chasers out there as well. So all eyes are on this particular storm. Again, I think that this goes just north of Madison. We're keeping a close eye on it, but the tornado warning is north of Madison and tend to favor the rotation to stay just north of Madison. You can see it. If we pause the radar, you can see where the rotation is right here. And again, this is moving west to east at this time. So this direction here, again, between Lancaster and Madison, I think is the area that we need to keep the closest eye on. In terms of Southwest Ohio, Alan is asking about Southwest Ohio. You're still very much at play here for additional severe weather potential because these storms, again, they are moving west to east. And so I think that if you were in, let's say, this area here, Cincinnati, Hamilton, Georgetown, severe weather threat still on the table. That includes all modes of severe weather, damaging winds, tornadoes, maybe some hail. I think maybe the higher threat is in northern Kentucky at this point. And I think that based on what I'm seeing, and I'll look over here at some of the instability, I think based on what I'm seeing, probably Dayton and Springfield, yeah, some storms possible, but not really expecting anything notable for those areas at this time. In fact, you can kind of see where things are a little bit less organized. North of this line, things are just not very organized. There's not a lot of instability. And so I do think some storms are possible, but the severe threat is lower end. Can't rule out maybe some wind, maybe some hail, some lightning, but I think the threat is lower end. I think your more widespread threat is going to be east of where the storms are now, east of Louisville, Frankfort, Lexington, Georgetown, Cincinnati. That's the area to watch as we work over the next hour and a half or so. No more development expected in Johnson County. No more development expected in Johnson County. Yeah, no problem, Alan. In terms of Sellersburg, somebody said that their husband was in a semi driving through Sellersburg. You're about to get hit with a severe thunderstorm. So lightning, very heavy rain. Wind is going to be the biggest threat in here with this storm. There's some broad rotation, but nothing that stands out in terms of a tornado right now. Again, when you get these lines of storms, sometimes you can get the little spin ups. That's kind of what we saw in Evansville a few hours ago. So it is worth keeping an eye on. But right now, wind the biggest threat with the storm down to the south. Again, the biggest issue that we have right now is this tornado that's ongoing. And in fact, again, I see over here on our radar now, confirmed tornado that's heading towards Rexville, heading towards Lancaster, or just north of Lancaster at this point. If we turn on our loop, we can show you exactly where this rotation is going. It actually just maybe cycled a little bit and kind of lifted a touch further to the north. Look how the rotation cycled, and now it's a little bit further north. Right now, in terms of this rotation, if you are in these areas, it is on your doorstep. You need to get into a safe place right now. It's going right through Hilltown, right through Kaminsky. You can see the hook. You can see the hook here on the radar. This is a very, very dangerous situation. Again, we do have a confirmed tornado on the ground right now in these areas. If you are further off to the east, if I zoom this out, if you're looking further off to the east, this is your general path, guys, through this area here in terms of the tornado threat. And so eventually this is going to work towards Pleasant. It is going to work north of Madison, north of Carrollton. You can see where the tornado warnings are. I'm not sure why there is a gap here in the tornado warnings between Lancaster and Pleasant. I don't agree with that. I think this needs to be extended in here. So for whatever reason, you're in that small area and you're not under the tornado warning, you haven't gotten alerted, please take shelter right away. I'm not sure why there's a little gap there in the coverage. So if you do have anybody near Pleasant, for whatever reason, there's not a tornado warning in place, I disagree with that. There needs to be one, and you need to take shelter right away. All right, scrolling down, answering some questions. Indianapolis, not expecting any more activity. North Vernon, this threat is east of you now. North Vernon, you should be okay. Not expecting a tornado in North Vernon, should be south and east. There is a confirmed tornado with this cell. It is right here. It is, let me zoom in again, and we'll look right at where it is. It is right around State Road 3. I would say that it's right around or between State Road 3 and State Road 250 here, just east of Comiskey, just east of Hilltown. And so this will be the area, again, that I think we need to keep an eye on for a potential tornado on the ground. Probably some large hail, I would imagine, as well, just to the north of this, just kind of looking at radar here. Let me see on Clarity if there's any hail tracks. And there is. We've got some signals on Clarity of probably an inch plus diameter hail. So probably some hail as well here with this particular storm. All right, I'm going to go through and try to answer some questions, see if there's anything else that I can address. Yep, should be safe in North Vernon. In terms of Versailles, guys, if we scroll down here, let me see if I can get you on the map. The tornado is just to your north here, or just to your south here. You are just to the north of the tornado. I think you're okay in Versailles right now. I wouldn't be concerned. Winchester, you should be good in Winchester. All right. So guys, I'm going to zoom this out because we're getting a lot of location-specific questions. So in terms of the severe weather threat, let me go back over here. Give me 1 second. This is the area east, along and east of this line of storms. That is where your severe weather threat is. And so that includes much of central Kentucky still, Campbellsville, Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Louisville. The severe thunderstorm is moving through Louisville right now, but if you were west of this line, you're done. There's still going to be a cold front that moves through. You might get a couple of showers with that, but in terms of severe weather threat, you're going to be done at this time. In fact, the sun is out here. The next area of concern is going to be tomorrow with maybe some snowflakes mixing in. But in terms of severe weather threat, central Indiana here, you're pretty much done. It's southeast Indiana. Salem, you should be okay at this time. No, Shelby, the tornado watch should be canceled here in Greenwood anytime. Tornado watch should be canceled in Greenwood. You're good to go. Go back to the Indy radar here for a second. Richmond, you are going to get this storm here. It's not severe warned right now. There could be some strong wind gusts with it, though. Something to watch. Just looking at some of the velocity imagery, I do think that some stronger wind gusts possible with that storm. Going back down here, because this is really the only area that I am super concerned about right now, and that's this rotation that is heading in this confirmed tornado that's heading towards Lancaster. And DuPont, I think I saw somebody earlier ask about DuPont. DuPont, you are certainly right in the risk area for this tornado. Take shelter immediately if you have not already. I'm going to put the track on it for you all. And you can see the cities up in the top left in terms of the times that it's expected to arrive. So Barboursville, Cross Plains, Pleasant, 550-ish, Avonburg, 552, Lancaster, it's right on your doorstep if it's not already there. All right. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for sharing. Again, still have a confirmed tornado right now that is on the ground. Again, in these areas that we are highlighting. Definitely still need to stay in shelter, let friends and family know if they are in the path of this storm. Going to go north of Madison, and in fact, the activity to the southwest of Madison, Scottsburg, Vienna, Austin, does not look super impressive at this time. This is really my main area of concern right now. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning across southern Indiana for some strong wind gusts. That includes Clark and Floyd County. But in terms of bigger issues and tornadic issues, it is right up here south of Jennings County that is in the threat area right now. All right, let me go over, see if we have any other reports in the Slack channel. I know one of our meteorologists lives in just south of North Vernon. So we are waiting to hear from him. I think he is just north of where this tornado would have moved through, but we will let you know. That's Jonathan Kipper. He lives just kind of just south of North Vernon. So we will let you know how he is doing and if he has any reports for us once he is out of his shelter spot. But I do know that he lives somewhere south of North Vernon. So we will keep an eye on that and let you all know if we have any reports from him after he is out of shelter. So they just issued a new tornado warning, it looks like, near Walnut Ridge. I'm not 100% sure why, because the rotation is south of there, but you can certainly have some heavy rain in that area. You can see where the hook is, guys. The hook is right here. This is where your tornado would be. It does look like the returns are weakening a little bit, but we certainly still have some decent rotation through here, right over DuPont, just north of Lancaster. Blue skies in Greenwood. Yep, we are safe. We are good to go in Greenwood. Not expecting any other lines to pop up in central Indiana tonight. I'm going to hop over to Twitter and see if I can find any pictures that I could potentially share with you all. I will. Thank you for your help.
I'm sure you already saw that, Brett.
Yeah, I see the confirmed tornado, the warnings there on our radar. I'm just going to see if I can find any pictures that I can share here on the live stream for everyone. Let's see here. See if there's any. I see some videos. Let's see. I will let you all know if I can find any. I'm just getting my bearings here and seeing if I can find any pictures or videos that I can share with you all about this tornado. I see the wall cloud that Reed tweeted. And I am just looking to see if I can find any official tornado pictures that I can share with you all. And I'm not finding any right now. If we can find any, I will share it on the page later because I'm sure somebody has seen something. But I'm not seeing any, at least right now, on social media. If you all have any, feel free to send it over in the messages on our page and we can reshare it. I do see a picture. This is from Austin. It's blurry. It's kind of hard to see. But it's not super helpful there. Anyway, yes, there is a confirmed tornado. That confirmed tornado is in the area that I have circled here, somewhere near Lancaster and DuPont. The rotation now is right in here. So this is the area that is likely seeing a tornado right now. Vernon, Indiana, this went just to your south. This was more towards Comiskey. And I'm almost positive Kipper lives in Comiskey. So.
I mean, it just went just happened.
So we'll check on Kipper. Kipper is one of our meteorologists here.
He got some hail. Looks
yep,
like
there he is. He just
about a quarter in his hand.
Thank you for the update. Kipper just sent a message. He looks like he is A-okay and has some hail, some quarter-sized hail. So appreciate that. Good to know that Kipper is good. Let's see. And we just got a Facebook message. Let's see here what this is to see this report. And then I will pull it over here to the view. Let's see here. Give me 1 second, guys. My dad is in DuPont and says that there's hail. Thank you very much for the report. It's not letting me download this from Facebook, but I do see the funnel cloud, the wall cloud that looks like it went right across I-65. So certainly possible that, well, not that it is possible that it did happen, that a tornado probably passed right over I-65 a little bit ago.
Looks like some rotation developing north of Louisville.
Okay. Matt says some rotation developing north of Louisville. Let's go back down there.
South of Sellersburg, north of Oak Park.
South of Sellersburg. Yeah, so you can see that here. Look at the...
It's going to need to go tornado warning.
Yeah, so guys, this is what I was talking about earlier in terms of sometimes these lines can just get these little notches. That is right over my parents' house, by the way. That is right over where they are at. You can see the rotation here. And so here's your winds towards the radar. Here's your winds away from the radar. So this is right along 265, heading towards the Lincoln Bridge right now, right along the Ohio River. So that is just south of Sellersburg, just northeast of Clarksville. That is going to work, again, right along 265 and probably cross the Ohio River here. Would not be shocked if this goes tornado warned. In fact, it probably should. You can see, again, this is always kind of the signature that we want to look for is when you start to see this hook shape, kind of this C. And so this is heading towards Watson. This is heading towards, just north of Clarksville right now. And it's probably going to head out towards Charlestown, Indiana as well as this works through. And so this is kind of the next spot that I think that we want to keep a close eye on here. If I kind of had to map it out, this is the direction that I would be looking for. These have been moving at about 50 miles per hour. And so Utica is going to be at 539, Prospect at 542. That's in the Louisville metro area. And so multiple different areas now that we're keeping an eye on that has some rotation. So surprised that this hasn't gone tornado warning yet. They just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning, but no tornado warning on it. There's enough rotation here that I would issue a tornado warning. If you are in the path of this storm, and feel free to share this with a friend, kind of in this area in here, I would take shelter right now because there is some rotation. This is now east of New Albany, but I think that far southern portions of Clark County and into northern Jefferson County, just northeast of Louisville, there is enough rotation that I think it would be worth taking shelter. At the very least, you do have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect right now, and that is for, I believe, 60-mile-an-hour winds. We'll click on it. 60-mile-an-hour winds and nearly 1-inch diameter hail. And so LaGrange, Linden, the northeastern portion of the Louisville metro area, eastern Clark County down here in southern Indiana, you are under a severe thunderstorm warning. I would not be shocked if there's a tornado warning that's also included in this, because we do have now rotation right along I-265, really just east of I-65, kind of where they intersect there, I-65 and I-265, heading out towards the Lincoln Bridge in the Louisville metro area. And actually, I said that wrong. I said the Lincoln Bridge. I think that's actually the Washington. So I should know better because I'm from there. But regardless, it's the bridge I-265. The Lewis and Clark Bridge. Man, I'm just all over it today. Lewis and Clark Bridge. I should know that. Again, I grew up right there. So Lewis and Clark Bridge. I'm glad I looked that up. 265 over the Ohio River. That's kind of where the rotation is going. With that being said, I do want to go back and check in on our friends to the north, guys. Again, if you are west of this line of storms, you are all clear in terms of severe weather, not expecting any other issues. We still have some broad rotation going on right now, just east of DuPont. And so if you are still in this area, certainly need to continue to take shelter. All right, guys. Any other areas of concern, Matt, that you see right now?
Here. Answering the fine folks over at Victory Field.
Matt is talking to the Indians right now. Indians, is this their home opener today?
I think it is.
So home opener. I can't talk anymore. Home opener for the Indians this evening, should actually be pretty decent. Good to go.
Yep. The other storms I've been watching, Brett, is west of Cincinnati. It's kind of in between two radars.
There's the tornado warning. Woo! This doesn't look good. I'm going to be honest. This couplet that I see here now in far southern Indiana, right over I-265, looks pretty nasty.
Yeah, I mean that's a nasty area rotation.
Make sure that, Tyler's posting it. Yeah, so Beachland Beach, River Bluff. This is heading towards Goshen and Crestwood. It's about to cross the Ohio River. And in fact, this latest update is even stronger with the rotation here. I'm going to check and see if...
Do you contact your parents, Brett?
It's east of them.
Okay.
It's east of them now. But I will check in on them. They are west of I-65. So parents should be okay. I will let you know. They are west of I-65 in Floyd County, so I believe they should be okay there. Right now, this risk for a tornado is kind of right over I-265, heading towards Hillcrest and Goshen, Crestwood, and it eventually will head towards I-71. So eventually the areas that are kind of going to be at play for this is LaGrange. Again, I think I mentioned Crestwood, Smithfield, Eminence. You'll kind of be the next spot if this warning is extended. Certainly, guys, this is what we talked about earlier in terms of just these lines that develop. It only takes a little wobble. You get that little wobble and you can certainly end up with a tornado and a tornado warning, and that is certainly what is happening there. All right. My grandma says she is in her basement. She is good. So again, guys, 2 tornado warnings right now in southeast Indiana. We'll probably continue to kind of let these move further off to the east, and then I will hop off here and take a little break. Right now, it's the Louisville metro area, the northeast portion of the Louisville metro area, far southeastern Indiana, far eastern Clark County that is under this tornado warning. Looking here at some of the correlation coefficient, there is some lower values in here, so would not be shocked if there is a tornado, potential tornado in that area. I don't have anything confirmed yet, but I do see here rotation, and I do see some lowering in the correlation coefficient, which does indicate the radar seeing something other than debris. It could be hail, but it is worth watching carefully. This storm is now starting to kind of weaken a little bit, I would say, north and east of Lancaster. There is still rotation in here, but it is starting to fizzle. So I wouldn't be shocked if this storm is starting to weaken and maybe the tornado is beginning to lift. I will work to confirm that, but I'm not seeing at this time as strong of rotation and as good an organization as what we saw earlier. So if you're in that area, continue to take shelter, but I would like for, like to keep in mind that I think that this storm is maybe starting to weaken a little bit. So keeping an eye on that there.
Tyler says confirmed.
The tornado, okay. So the tornado now in Louisville, it's probably crossing the river, or it's just crossed the river. Looks like it's now crossed the river. It's now right across the Ohio River. Now a confirmed tornado here. It is working right towards Beachland Beach, right east of River Bluff, and it's working towards Brownsboro here. It's going to likely hit I-71 here within the next 20 minutes or so, if not before. It's moving very fast. Michael saying, watching live stream, not seeing any tornado on the ground. I'm going to assume retailer is showing a live stream. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything in Madison right now. In fact, Madison, you are clear. There's not even rain over you right now. I'm not sure what exactly Reed is looking at, but I wouldn't take that to heart. North Vernon, you're in the clear now. You were in the clear in North Vernon. You can see that here. It's all off to your east at this point. All right, guys. Yeah, not the Louisville one. So no tornado now on the ground at this time anymore in that one that is just west of Pleasant, Indiana. The one that is confirmed now at this point on the ground is this one here heading towards LaGrange. So, guys, I am going to take a little bit of a break here. If you were in this area, I'm going to circle it. If you were in this area here over the next hour, take shelter because there is a tornado heading in your direction. There's now a confirmed tornado. You can see a very strong rotation couplet here that just crossed the Ohio River and is going to work towards I-71 and likely LaGrange within the next 20 minutes or so. And so LaGrange and Eminence, those would be the areas that I would keep an eye on in terms of the tornado threat. As far as the rest of Indiana here, if we zoom this back out, really pretty much done. Bloomington, Indianapolis, Columbus, Greenwood, all of those areas here west of where the rain is are done with severe weather. We do still have the tornado warning here near Pleasant, Indiana. It is weakening. I don't have a reported tornado on the ground right now with it. If you were under the tornado warning, I would still obviously continue to take shelter. There's enough rotation that it still warrants the warning. So something to keep in mind there. But I'm going to hop off. I really appreciate all of you all staying with us. Hopefully everybody is staying safe. We'll certainly be thinking about everyone that is impacted by the storms today. Stay safe, guys. Appreciate your support, and we'll chat soon.